You're listening to Senior Moments. I'm Curtis Woods here on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We're talking to Laura Smith, Senior Real Estate Specialist with HomeSmart NCG. And Laura, we were just speaking about how your designation gives you special duties, additional work, but also draws you in closer with the families and give you a closer involvement and relationship with them. Tell me more about what attracted you to this profession.
Well, I started out as a real estate agent in 2009, right when it hit the bottom.
Right before,
right, at the worst possible time. And in order to get clients and everything, I did like most real estate agents do. I walked and knocked, talked to people in different neighborhoods. One day I knocked on a door, and Laura Smith opened the door, not me.
Nice.
But her name is Laura Smith.
Your doppelganger, right?
Yeah, 95-year-old. And she knew that she was going to be moving. Her daughter came in town to visit, and they had just decided that it was time for her to move back up north. They lived in San Francisco, around that area. And so they wanted to discuss with me how to go about that. I walked in right at the right time. She had hurt her ankle, and when at 95, it's difficult. You just don't spring back all the time from those things. And she was in a 2-story home. So when it came time, they signed with me, and as I was realizing how difficult it was for her daughter, Carol, to be coming down, she was a professional, full-time working professional, and she had to come out here from San Francisco to oversee this.
Right.
And I told her, I said, you know what? I said, let me help you. Let me spend time. I'll hold Laura's hand. We'll I won't make any major, decisions, obviously, but anything you need me to do. So I kept in very close contact with Carol, and she asked me to do certain things. I did, and I found that I enjoyed it. I found that listening to the stories of Laura was really interesting. Her husband had passed 20 years earlier. She had lived in that home for 45 years. Wow. It was very emotional for her.
I can imagine.
And so she needed somebody to talk to. And when it came time to sell, to have an estate sell, I helped her and her daughter arrange that. And she would walk through the home, and she would go through every item. And she called me up. She said, Laura, can you come over? I want to show you some things. I said, sure. And she told me stories on each and every item.
Awesome.
And her daughter would say, Mom, stop that. Stop that. She doesn't need to hear that. And I say, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I enjoy it. And I realized that how much I did enjoy working with seniors. And when it came time, she was of the mind that she was going to live separately up north, just close by, that she was going to be in a senior community.
Right.
So she asked me to help her. When I looked into helping her, finding her a real estate agent, I came across a designation, Senior Real Estate Specialist, and I had never heard of that. And I thought, wow, that's for me.
Right.
And I thought about it for a few months and looked into it. And I was new at my career, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go in this direction. I am still, of course, a real estate agent. I work with everybody.
Good.
But I just think I have the added love for working with seniors.
And through that experience, I can imagine for Laura, it must have been a lot more comforting to be able to tell those stories and kind of let go slowly of the different things she had experienced over the many years. But then more so for her daughter, Carol, you were saying, initially it was probably really stressful. Who is this lady coming to help my mom? She's way over here. I don't know her. But over time, through your close involvement, it probably eased her tensions and made her feel more comfortable with allowing you to help and letting her let go of some of that responsibility. I'm sure they were grateful for that.
Yeah, they really were. And I felt really blessed to be part of that. I felt like I was really doing something special. We all tend to do our work and make our paychecks and go on with life. And when you get to actually make your paycheck and then do something good at the same time,
Yep.
it feels pretty good. So I absolutely enjoy that, and that's why I went that direction.
In our profession, we commonly say it feels good to do good, and I'm certain that that's the case when you're working with these families with your designation area.
Yes, it is, and that's another thing working with the Senior Resource Alliance is that I see that in everybody, and I mean I know you do too, in our entire group.
Yep.
And that's what brings us together and stands us apart. I too believe.
I think a lot of times folks may not have to do what we do in our profession. Like you could just be a real estate agent just to do the main sale and the standard sale of homes, but the group of people that we work with are special folks where we do our regular duties, but then we do a little bit more specifically to the seniors in our community and their adult children, just to make their life a little bit easier, along with providing an awesome service to the community.
And some people don't understand being a caregiver, a family caregiver, is incredibly difficult. It's the
I can
unpaid,
imagine.
unsung hero of us all, and it is draining. People give years of their life,
Right.
and any little bit of help that they can get in that stressful situation is where we come in, and I think that it's well appreciated. And it's nice for somebody to understand what these family caregivers are going through.
Yeah, that's a good deal, and I'm certain that value that they receive at that time of need is something you can't put a price on. It's probably just, it really feels good to do good. It helps them at that time, but they didn't know such superheroes were in the community like yourself.
And you, thank you.
Curtis Woods, Laura Smith, Joel Green, talking about the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Resource Alliance. We'll talk a little bit more, and we'll give you some contact information on where to reach us, how you can reach us, and some of the ideas that will be coming up for upcoming shows. You're listening to AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Senior Moments. I'm Curtis Woods here on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We're talking to Laura Smith, and we're also talking to Joel Green. Joel is a certified senior advisor of Homestead Senior Care, and he's also the vice president of the Senior Resource Alliance of Santa Clarita Valley. So Joel, we're talking about all these options and services that we provide for the community for seniors and their adult children. Tell me, what does home care mean?
Home care is usually when a family member becomes the caregiver to a loved one. Sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's spouses, sometimes it's siblings, all of that. And what winds up happening is that family caregiver has to take time away from not only their work, which very frequently is the case, but also from their life to care for a loved one.
Right.
And it puts additional strain on not only that person, but it also creates a lot of havoc in the household.
Right.
And frequently we suggest to people that respite care or relief care becomes an option, where if you're caring for somebody 24/7, you could get help from a reputable company
Right.
for a few hours a day, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, whatever you feel is necessary. But that's kind of the key, is using a reputable company. We're very fortunate in that in Santa Clarita, there are several reputable companies, Homestead Senior Care being one of them. But there are other reputable companies, and I can't stress how important it is to not use the friend of a friend's housekeeper's mother's daughter
Right.
to care for a loved one. Especially because in our area, again in Santa Clarita, there's the availability of companies that have been vetted, companies that do have standards. The problem that we see in Santa Clarita is the problem that all reputable home care companies see in the state of California. Both of you are licensed. Both of you are regulated.
Right.
For home care, there is no state licensure for home care yet.
Wow.
And you are, though?
Well, we can't be licensed because there's no
It
license.
doesn't exist.
There is no licensing that exists for that.
That's
Wow.
correct. and that's a shame. There will be in 2016, and of course we'll be one of the first ones to receive that license.
So what would you say that makes you reputable as opposed to the others you were speaking about?
Well, in order to work for us, our prerequisite at Home Instead Senior Care is to have 6 verifiable references,
Good.
3 years experience dealing with seniors, full criminal background check, elder abuse, child abuse registry check, DMV check, and drug test.
Awesome.
For other companies, hopefully they have similar prerequisites, although we couldn't attest to that. So that's important to do with home care. Curtis, a quick question, and Laura as well. How could people reach members of the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Alliance?
Well, you can reach us on our telephone or on our website. Our website is seniorresourcealliance.org, but that's with one R. So it's senioresourcealliance.org. And our telephone number is 296-8266.
And Curtis, how can they reach you for more information about final arrangements?
Our number at Eternal Valley, 661-259-0800, or visit us online, eternalvalleymemorialpark.com.
Laura, how can they reach you?
Okay, well, my website and my email is laura@laurasmithhomes.com. The website being laurasmithhomes.com. My telephone number is 755-6420. You can reach me anytime at either one of those.
And I'd like to invite anybody that is available this coming Friday. The Santa Clarita Valley Senior Resource Alliance is having a lunch and learn at the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce. It is an RSVP lunch, so you must call. That number is 702-6977. If you have ideas of what you would like future shows to be for the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Alliance, please contact us. Again, you can reach us at 296-8266. You're listening to Senior Moments on KHTS AM 1220, your hometown station.